Hey there, welcome back to Reddit Infidelity Stories channel. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. For more interesting stories, these simple click means a lot feature of this channel.
My 26 male wife 26 female begged to open the relationship for a year. I finally agreed. She found out I slept with other people and now she's staying at her friends. Together 6 years, living together for the past 4. I'm a nurse and after a long shift I enjoy coming home to enjoy a craft beer or glass of wine. Sometimes 2. I don't drink every day, maybe 3 or 4 days of the week. I'm well under the recommended health guidelines. Here's where the problem comes in: once a month I'm on call for 7 days straight, meaning I can't drink. It's no problem for me and actually feels refreshing to give the liver a cleanse once a month. I'm not counting down the days until I can drink again, and it's in no way affecting my life negatively. With that disclaimer out of the way, I've gotten into a routine where at the end of my on-call week I'll grab a bottle of wine I've never tried before, play some vinyl on my turntable, and drink the whole bottle. I've done this the last 3 times I've finished my on-call rotation and she thinks it's excessive. I drink the bottle over 4 hours, with water in between. I'm not hungover the next day, and it's a nice way to decompress that I look forward to. I disagree that it's a problem because I would be absolutely fine going without. It's just a knowingly unhealthy, guilty pleasure I allow myself once a month. Update. Background information: we've been together for the past 7 years. Our relationship is otherwise flawless, we share the same ideals, never fight, and constantly strive to improve ourselves. She began pressuring me about a year ago to see if I'd ever consider opening up the relationship. I politely declined, stating that I would never want to be in an open marriage. She would bring it up at least once a month, and each time she would be more assertive. She sat me down in June and had a long conversation with me, asking if I would alter my mind. She asked me to try it, and if I changed my mind, we'd return to exclusivity and never discuss it again. I finally gave in after being asked 20 times. We established a few ground rules: always use protection, end it immediately if you catch feelings, and it can't be someone we already know. The most crucial rule was that we would never reveal the other individual any personal information, i.e., we would never tell the other person if we hooked up, went on a date, etc. I overhear her talking on the phone with a friend about how she slept with 2 guys in one day and how much she enjoyed it. I knew there was no turning back at this point, so I dove right in with both feet. I'm not the most attractive guy in the world, so I didn't have much trouble finding new partners. I've had sex with over 30 women since June. I should clarify that we live in a part of the world where COVID has never been an issue, so I wasn't being irresponsible in that regard. Our marriage remained healthy and joyful in other ways, and our sex life actually increased. My wife sat me down Monday to talk about our open relationship, and it all came to a halt. I agreed when she requested if she might share her experiences. To recap, she felt regret after sleeping with those 2 people and decided that an open marriage was not for her. She ended up sleeping with another guy a month later, but she didn't enjoy that encounter either. She explained that she didn't inform me right away because she wanted to leave her options open. She inquired as to whether I had slept with any ladies, and I was forthright in telling her the number. She started crying right away, grabbed her belongings, and went. She texted me and said Ashley's is where I'll be staying. I require some time and space to consider my options. Please keep it in mind. I contacted her twice and texted her once, but she did not return my calls or texts. I wrote one last text 2 days later, adding I am aware of and respectful of your personal space. This is the last time I'll contact you. When you're ready to discuss, please phone me. Since then, there has been silence. Edit: in case you're wondering how I managed to find the time, my wife is a nurse who works night shifts 4 days a week. With our different schedules, we have a lot of spare time. Update 1. We've broken up. She called me yesterday and said she can't get over that I've slept with other women, and that opening the marriage up was a mistake. She said she realizes I've done nothing wrong, but that it doesn't change how she feels. She has temporarily moved back into our house and we're going to start the process of filing for divorce. We're both originally from Canada, we'll need to look into how that will work for us, selling the house, and moving on with our lives. It's pretty calm here, honestly. I'm very upset about the marriage ending, but she made it clear I can't change her mind. At least it's relatively amicable. Story 2. I 26 female opened my husband's 32 male Snapchat and it was a very explicit picture and caption from a girl. He's sitting not 20 feet from me and I don't know how to handle this. To be honest, the title pretty much sums up the entire thing. My spouse is a Reddit subscriber, so it's a no-brainer for us to participate. He's most likely working on it at the moment. The procedure is as follows. I've been married to my husband for 1.5 years, and we've been together for 5 years prior to that date. I've never had any reservations about his commitment to me. He's just wonderful. I thought he was exceptionally bright, humorous, attractive, and trustworthy. Until now, he hasn't given me any reason to be suspicious of him. My initial reaction when he downloaded Snapchat was that it was weird because he isn't a big social media user. I have one, but I don't use it very frequently because it's so small. We don't seem to snap at one another too much. He said that it was more active than Facebook and that he preferred it to the social networking site. As I've already indicated, I've never had any reason to doubt his honesty or integrity. As a result, I didn't give it much thought. My husband went in the shower this morning and left his phone on my nightstand while he was out showering. He woke me up with the sound of his phone chirping in the middle of the night. We use the same phone and ringtone for SMS messages, which is convenient. In my half-asleep state, I assumed it was my phone because he had, for whatever reason, placed his phone on my nightstand next to mine. Despite the fact that his phone case was black, mine was green, I was utterly disinterested and instead concentrated on who had reached out to me. "Mom," the message said. "Okay, my mom texted me, and I'm going to ignore it until I'm fully awake." But there was a Snapchat notification behind that, which was helpful. Someone by the name of Roxy snapped a photo. What I really wanted to know was, who the F is Roxy, and why is she Snapchatting me? I wondered to myself. Within the envelope was a picture of the which was very amusing to see, and not the kind that has 4 legs and a meowing tail, either. According to the caption, "I want your tongue to be within me again." Now, I figured it was a clerical error right away. However, after being aroused by a vulva, I was now fully awake. It didn't take long for me to figure out that this was my husband's phone in the first place. I began to perspire and felt as if I was about to puke on the floor of the bed. I noticed that she has a yellow heart next to her name on Snapchat, which I thought was cute. The phrase best buddies is defined as best friends according to the dictionary. I'm worried that I'm going to get sick soon. I didn't do any more detective work because I already know what I'm going to find when I get there. How he was able to pull this off is beyond my comprehension. We're happy with our situation. I had the impression that we were at a good spot. We have sex at least 4 times a week, if not more. The real kicker, Reddit, is as follows: we are about 12 weeks into the parenting of our first child, and I am about 12 weeks pregnant with our second. The man in question is sitting in a recliner about 20 feet away from me, and I'm completely at a loss for what to say. Not sure how I'm going to get across what I need to say. Might it be that I'm overreacting or misinterpreting the situation? Could it be that? I'm in a state of shock and unclear of my next step. Update. First and foremost, I want to express my gratitude to each and every one of you for your love and support. I can feel it from where I am. To be really honest, thank you very much. It amazes me that complete strangers are concerned about my baby and me. I send my love to each and every one of you. As a result, hubby is aware that something is wrong. Whether he noticed that I opened a Snapchat from Roxy and is terrified of what I saw and hence hesitant to bring it up, or whether he is completely oblivious and can just see that I am unhappy about something, I do not know. He's been checking in on me every hour or so to see whether I'm okay or if anything is wrong. I told him that my sister was having a difficult day. Ironically, she had just ended her relationship with her boyfriend. Why? Then I was planning to go over to her apartment for supper, I live in the Pacific time zone, and spend the night with her. But he cheated. I'm right here. My sister is 20 years old and an expert in the world of social media. She stalked his Facebook in order to see whether this Roxy person appeared anywhere else on the site. She went through the list of his friends' acquaintances. We had tracked her down. At the very least, I'm rather certain. During the Snapchat, I didn't see her face at all. Her crotch was obstructing the view of the television. She is pals with a good friend of my husband's on Facebook. She is identified as a receptionist at the legal company where my husband's pal works. Despite the fact that he works a few blocks away from the law business, my husband frequently swings by to get lunch with his friend. That would explain how they came to be together. Still working on a strategy for the confrontation, and attempting to get as much information as possible first. The fact that my sister wants to burn his life down, and the fact that I want to do the same, but I'm going to deal with this in the most mature manner possible so that I can walk away from him with my head held high and be a deserving role model to my baby girl. I have a feeling it's a girl, just a gut feeling. Is there good news? My uncle works as an attorney. The majority of the cases he handles are divorces. Earlier this week, I called him and inquired as to whether we may be able to address some potential legal difficulties. I haven't specified what they are yet, but it feels like something I should do in person during our meeting. I informed him that it was an urgent matter, and that we would meet the following morning. I will make every effort to keep you all updated as much as I am able, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you again, Internet strangers. Update 1. Hey everyone, so because this was a throwaway account, I never linked my email. I am unable to post an update because the link to approve it requires me to re-sign in. So, I created another throwaway account to be able to send an update. The username for my new throwaway account is thisgirlisonawire121, just so you know the update is real and not someone else.
Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel.